Hi crafters, this is Crafty Sabby and I'm here today to share some fabrics with you and also a couple of journals that I've been working on. So I've been getting asked a lot where I find my fabrics, and I'm on a journal, like a fabric cover journal making kick, and I'm having really a lot of fun doing it. And so I've been finding most of the fabrics that I use at like a thrift store, and most of the time they happen to be like pillow shams or pillow covers, that sort of a nature. Found a few like table runners and that sort of thing. So my tip for you guys is to also do that. If you have thrift shops or Salvation Armies or anything of that nature, not only are you supporting those shops, but you're also able to find nice things that you can use for your journal covers. So I'm going to show you some examples, and then I'll move on to some of the things that I've done with those fabrics. This is a piece of, it's a pillow sham actually, and it's beautiful with the gold and the rust colors and some little bit of blue in there. So I'm anxious to use this one. And I don't really spend too much more than a couple of dollars on each piece. That's, pretty inexpensive, considering, what you can create out of them. And there's quite a bit of material, so you'll be able to do more than one journal for sure. So that's one of them. This is something else I just picked up recently. These are also pillow covers, and the colors on this are just beautiful. Can't wait to use it. It feels, sort of like wool, and the pattern is gorgeous. So there's two of those there, and I'm not sure if I left the price. Oh, there's $3.99, but I believe there was some sort of discount, so I paid probably a couple dollars for them. And so that's another one that I'm really looking forward to using. And I picked this one up today, actually. I know some of you might think I'm out of my mind, but I fell in love with this. They're dragons. I love dragons. And it's got that beautiful sort of, Asian feel to it. This was $3.99. I believe it was also some discount off of it, so a couple dollars. And there's two of those. Really looking forward to using this, because I've been wanting to use some black in a journal. Black happens to be my favorite color. It's not really color, but it's my favorite. And so looking forward to using this for sure. And it's silky, so really quite beautiful. Looking forward to that. And then the last one I want to show you, this is like a pillow sham. And so the colors were really pretty, kind of has that vintagey feel to it. I had two of these sort of lined inside. I've already cut into one, and I'm going to show you some of the journals that I created with this fabric. So sometimes you might look at something and say, wow, I will never put that in my house. I wouldn't, use it for anything. But if you kind of look past that, and think of it creatively, you can come up with a thousand things to do with these pieces of fabric. So go over to your thrift stores and see what you can find there, because it would save you a lot of money on going out to find fabrics, which is oftentimes really hard to do for the most part. So I'll show you some journals that I've been making. So last time I showed you how I sort of been on this kick of making journal covers. So pre-made covers like these, and then I'm able just to sew in my pages, relatively quickly and get some journals made. So after I made these, I kind of got on a little teeny tiny kick where I wanted all my journals to be small. I don't know why. I just did. And I really had a lot of fun this past weekend, especially making these little babies. So I made a lot of them. There's 4, 5, and 6. And these journals are 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/2, roughly, for the most part. And they came out super cute. Like, they're chunky and they're fun and they're teeny tiny. And I didn't realize, but you could really get a lot of stuff into these little journals, that's for sure. So I'll show you the covers and then I'll just take you inside one of them quickly. So there's the fabric from that Pillow Sham, if you can recognize it there. And once you get it all sewn, and it looks so beautiful, you know, add some, I got some vintage laces on there, and there's some eyelash trim. This one has a bit of green, so really love that one. This is some fabric that I already had and just made a little journal out of it. So this was a lot of fun to make too. These are images that I had in my stash. There's vintage buttons on there. And then there's some more of that Pillow Sham. I just added some vintage lace and a cotton flower that I made. There's a little owl on the front. And this is more like burlap, so the same thing, that same pillow cover. And I used a bit of green on there and some burlap flowers. There's a little nameplate, a love, it says love on there. This one is also some fabric that I had and used some trim. I believe Kay from Kazikins One gave me this. Thank you, Kay. So I used it on there. And this is a piece from it was an earring actually that my friend Susan gave to me. So I used it on the front because the colors went very well. And this one is a little more plain. I just had some butterfly trim and some of these little butterflies I got at a dollar store, and turn this into a cute little journal. So really a lot of fun to make, and again, all with fabrics, pretty much all that I got from a thrift shop. So I'll just take you into one of these really quickly. This is just some cotton trim that I tried to dye myself. And I used some, I believe this is Tim Holtz paper. And then on the front I just made a little pocket. I'll go quickly because I got another one that I want to show you, but little tags in there. Coffee stain papers. This is a little bag that I made with some Tim Holtz ephemera. I got lace on some of the pages. There's some Tim Holtz people. That's just a little flip out page. Some old book page on there. Some doilies and a tag and a paper clip. I couldn't believe how much I actually got into these little journals. Like, there's really a lot of room for journaling and some extra fabric there. So that's the inside of that Pillow Sham that I showed you. That's an old table runner that I cut up. Tags and music paper. This is some vintage trim that I had that I used as a little pull on that page. This little lace pocket that I made there, and some ephemera, just a little writing spot. It's a little pocket that I made out of some book page, some tags, little itty bitty tag there, so cute. And a Tim Holtz person. This is a little pocket. This is a glassine bag that I made And inside is just a little itty bitty playing card. I just attached some lace to the top of it. That goes in there. Another doily with a little tag. Sorry. And little snippets of some fabrics left over. And here too is just a little paper, piece of paper with little flag ends. Another little bow. And then just a little decoration on this page with a paper clip. All the paper clips come off, and all of the ephemera things come off too, so you can use them in other journals or other places. And then that's just a little fabric swatch that I made and attached it as a pocket, and just added some extra paper in the back there. So there's a lot in there. It's quite thick. And they were just so much, once I got started, I couldn't stop. So much fun to do. So those are the little roughly 3x3s that I made. And then I made a few of this size, and I'll just show you one for now. These ones are about 5 1/4 by just about 4. And I really had a good time making this one. I think this is like my new favorite. So some vintage laces that I had. This was like a napkin, cloth napkin that I got at a thrift shop. So it probably looks something like, something like these. I also got these today. Once I get going with the giveaway, I hope to be able to share some of these with you guys also. But they're quite beautiful. So I use a lot of those. I'll cut them up, and as you can see here, use them. I sewed it across. You know, and they look so beautiful. And also I have a doily on here, which I also would like to share with you guys once I reach that 3,000 subscribers. And some leaves, some paper flowers from Recollections. This beautiful little resin piece is something else that Susan had given to me, and also this little piece of chain. And I just put some bling on the side there. So this one is also jam-packed. I love the way it feels. So this was a napkin. I don't know if I said, this whole thing was like a vintage napkin, and I just sewed it to form the cover. And I forgot to put a tag in there, but that's a little pocket. And then this little flap is an envelope that I attached, and inside are some vintage playing cards. I got those from my friend Susan also. Coffee stained papers. I got lace on every other page about. There's a Tim Holtz baby sitting on 5 cents. Some ephemera, a doily. So again, paper clips come off, and so does everything else. Nothing is glued down. One of my book page little tags with a pocket in the front. There's another envelope with another playing card inside. Ooh, I forgot a lot of things. Okay, tag is missing from here. This is another dictionary page. We made these together on one of my past videos, and these teeny tiny little places to put tags, and that's a Rolodex card. Tim Holtz paper. There's room for journaling on here. Another Tim Holtz little boy sitting on some lace there. This is one of my little sewn pockets. I also have a video on this, and I believe there's a tutorial on how to do that. And inside is just some ephemera, some snippets of lace. Never throw anything away. So if you've got those leftover pieces of lace, they look really cute inside your journals. And this is also this was an earring that I deconstructed from Susan and hung it on there. This is a little bag that I made, and inside is a tag. A little snippet of fabric that I turned into a pocket. There's a tag in there. Directions for, I don't know, some iron-on transfers or something, but there's a little bit of lace on there. So lots of room for journaling and photos and all that good stuff. Doily with the lace. Little pocket. An old recipe. Some vintage, like a bank statement or something like that, but that's old. Another envelope with another playing card inside. I left lots of blank pages because the paper was so beautiful, and left place for writing. And then this is a doily on just a little page, and I put the thread right through the holes of the button and came out the other side and just tied a little bow there. And that's it. So I just wanted to share some of what I've been working on. So that's what I did this past weekend. It was family day, so we got an extra day off, and I took advantage of it. So those are some of the little journals that I wanted to share with you. And also, you know, just remember that those thrift shops and places like that are great for you know, finding your fabrics to create these types of journals. So like I said, relatively inexpensive, and you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it, and you can get a lot of journals out of one piece too. So I hope you enjoyed these, and I will be back to share another journal that I've been working on with some of those fabrics, those sari outfits that I cut apart, and show you what I've been doing with those. So I hope you guys are all well, and we will talk to you real soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.